week on the Charlotte Ferris Show.
You know, I always read about this romance stuff in books, but I'm having trouble finding somebody nice in real life.
The other day, I think Charlotte wants to make some male companionship. I don't have a computer, so I was hoping perhaps you could set her up.
Oh, but you'll have to tell her Charlotte wouldn't go out with him unless she thinks that you set her up. Amy, him. Email. Got it.
Well, Charlotte, I'm glad you finished that photography project on time. Listen, I've been meaning to tell you. I found this guy on the internet. He's perfect for you. You should go out on a date with him. He's free this Saturday.
Well, I don't know. This is so sudden. I mean, I'm not really sure I'm comfortable with a blind date.
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. How about this? I'll go out on a double date with you, if that'll make you more comfortable.
Okay, well, who would you go with?
Well, John.
John? No, you've got to be kidding me.
No, I'm being serious. I will go out on a date with John. We will meet you at the Waldberg Diner at 5:30 on Saturday night.
Okay, Caroline. See you later.
Hello?
Hello? John, will you go out on a date with me?
What is this, Brittany? Some kind of cruel joke?
My name is Caroline, and I'm serious. We're going out on a double date with that guy you picked out for Charlotte at 5:30 on Saturday night at the Waldberg Diner.
Okay, you can count me in. I'll see ya.
John, you realize that I'm only doing this for Charlotte. This doesn't mean there's anything between us. John!
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to get the light. Wow, this is my favorite corner of the Waldberg Diner.
It sure is quaint. Do you like it, Charlotte?
Yeah, I used to work here. I've never really liked this place.
Oh well, I'm sure this will be a much better experience for you.
Yeah, if your date ever shows up. He's already so late. I'm starting to wonder if it'll be the next second or the second after that he'll arrive. He's right on his way. Oh, here he is now. Charlotte, this is Andre, your date.
How did you know him? I thought Caroline found him online.
Yeah, but I helped.
Hindered is more like it.
Christine, Caroline, I don't think they're talking very much.
No, they're not. We need something to get them talking.
I know, let's make a scene. That'll give them something to talk about. Well, what should we do? I know, kiss me.
No, I have a better idea. Violence always makes a scene. How dare you!
I liked my idea better.
Now, guys, stop fighting.
Vous regardez très belle.
Pardon?
Vous regardez très belle.
Hey, I don't think he was speaking English there.
You say t'es très romantique.
You set me up with somebody who doesn't speak English?
It was John's idea.
Can't speak English. I was trying to be romantic, but I can see this isn't the place for that.
Oh, Charlotte, don't be too upset. It's It's not your fault. You couldn't have known.
Yeah, and if you do get upset, be mad at Tammy here. It was her idea.
Upset? Why would I be upset? Look at me. I'm smiling. I'm truly happy. I mean, look at me. Look at me. Come on, John. Look at me. Look at me.
Hey Charlotte, what's up today?
I'm on the phone.
Oh, sorry. I'll be quiet then. So Charlotte, how are you doing? I was just wondering if...
John, don't you get it? I have to talk to the person who is on the phone.
That makes sense.
What's that beep? Oh, I guess I got the message machine. Alright, hello, this is Charlotte Ferris, and I was just calling to say that I've been thinking about it, and I'm not going to pay the rent this month. Maybe next month. And I accidentally messed up the shutters on my current housing, so I'm going to need to call in for a replacement. Sorry. Okay, bye.
So, who were you calling?
Oh, that was just Denver Photo Supply. Will was trying to get me to rent some sort of high-powered camera for all my college projects, but I decided to hold off for a month. Oh, and I also needed to buy some sort of fix for my current camera as well.
Hey, could I see the phone? I wanted to call Will about something else. Do you have his number somewhere?
It should be in the phone's memory. You can just hit redial.
Ah, redial. Good idea. That doesn't look like his number.
Wait. Oh, I must have dialed Mr. Simon's number by mistake. I didn't hear it was his message machine because you were talking to me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that means he heard the message. He's going to think that it meant that I wasn't going to pay his rent this month, and that I broke the shutters on his building. Oh no. I just meant that I broke the shutters on my camera. Oh no. Oh no.
You babbling fool. You should have made your message more clear.
I really hate to admit it, but for once, you're right. Look, here's what I'll do. I will just call him back and tell him to ignore the message.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea. Knowing Mr. Simon and his mood swings, all that confusion might just upset him. I think it would be a better idea if you took a blank tape to his house and switched it with the one that's in his message machine. I mean, since he didn't answer his phone, you know he's not home anyway, he'll be none the wiser.
That's a good idea. But how are we going to get into his house?
I know where he keeps his spare key, because one year I took care of his plants while he was on vacation. So, why don't we go now?
For heaven's sake, John, I can handle it. My goodness.
Why are you shushing me again, Charlotte? Mr. Simon's sleeping. Be quiet.
What should we do?
Just take the blank tape and switch it in the machine. It's right next to his chair. But be quiet.
Not any louder!
Sorry. I was just wondering if I could borrow a cup of milk.
Sure, I'll see if I have some.
It's lucky I caught him on a good mood swing.
Thanks. You stay. You're supposed to be here.
Seem to be out of milk. By the way, is there something wrong with Charlotte? I heard she left me a rude message.
You heard that?
Yeah, sure, I have it right here.
Oh, no, don't play it. I just remembered, I need a cup of flour, not a cup of milk.
People with your annoying mood swings.
Charlotte, get in here. Give me that tape. What's wrong? Just trust me. Now, you need to get back to your apartment as soon as you...
Charlotte! How nice of you to join us. Now maybe you can explain what's really going on around here.
Come in.
Hey, Charlotte. So, are you going to Mr. Simon's big party this weekend?
I didn't get an invitation. Oh, well, I'm sure if he invited you, he will certainly invite me.
It's the talk of the town. Everybody's going. Hey, check your mail. I'm sure you must have gotten it by now.
It's not here. Oh, will you excuse me for a moment, John? Hello?
Hi, Charlotte. Will I see you this Friday at Mr. Simon's party?
No, I didn't get an invitation yet, but I'm sure it's still in the mail.
Now that you mention it, when I was working at the post office, I didn't see a letter for you in the mail.
You don't think he didn't invite me?
Well, maybe he just forgot you. He invited everyone in the town. It was pretty easy to skip over you. I know. Why don't you just come, and if he asks you to leave, you can just go.
Oh, I don't really feel comfortable doing that. Oh, I know. I'll go early. So then, if he wants to kick me out, it won't be in front of so many people, so it won't be so, awkward.
There aren't many people in Waldberg to begin with, but that sounds fine.
See you later.
And I'll make sure I get to the party early, too. If there's a fight, I don't want to miss it. See ya.
Hi, Charlotte. You're here.
Hi! Oh, there's already people here. Where's Mr. Simon?
It's still a little early. He's in the kitchen cooking something. Why don't we just go sit down?
If she's here, I'm leaving.
Me too.
Now wait a minute. This is up to Mr. Simon to figure out. Now why don't we just come and get to know each other a little better?
Let me go first. My name's Bob, and I live in Waldburg, where everybody hates Charlotte.
Nice to meet you, Bob.
What have I ever done to you?
You came to town. You're the newcomer.
I'm even newer than she is.
Well, at least Mr. Simon invited you. Everybody in town knows that Charlotte didn't get an invitation. That's the only reason anybody even came to this party.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I just don't know why everybody in town hates me. I mean, all I've done is be nice to them, and they just...
It's okay, Charlotte. They just have to get to know you.
Hi, Charlotte. How are you today? Okay, who's responsible for this? Was it you?
No, it was him. I saw him do it.
I don't care who it was. Charlotte's one of the nicest people in town, and you all better start being nice to her, or else.
Or else what?
Well, for starters, I'll evict you from your apartment.
Well, Charlotte, I'm sorry about what happened. Why don't we get to know each other a little bit?
Hey, well, thanks for coming.
Hey, I had a good time, and you know, Charlotte's not that bad after all.
Yeah, I don't think Charlotte's that bad either.
That's a shocker. So, Charlotte, did you have a nice time?
Yeah, I'm still a little confused as to why I didn't get an invitation.
Someone at the post office stole it out of the mail. John said if that happened again, that they'd be fired.
I talked to people at the party. They like you more now. Now it's just me that they hate.
Oh, thank you guys. It feels much better.
That's good. And now that people in town like you better, let's talk about a rent increase.
Look, Charlotte, it's a bird.
Put the tripod over there.
If you say so. Oops.
For heaven's sake.
Hey, what do you want me to do with this hideously ugly green background?
It's not a green background. That would be a green screen, and I can use it to superimpose any picture the customer wants into their photo. Now, would you please just hang it there?
Okay.
Really? Really?
What's all this old stuff doing in your new office, Charlotte?
Well, Mr. Simon had this place for storage, and I told him to just leave it here so that I could maybe use it.
But why wouldn't you just buy everything new for your new shop?
Well, I mean, I'm on a budget. I have startup costs and everything.
Then I guess I can't ask you for some money I wanted to borrow.
Money? Well, how much?
A quarter to buy a gumball at the gumball machine.
Well, I'd be happy to lend you a quarter, but where are you planning on finding this gumball machine?
Are you implying that you don't have a gumball machine in this shop? What kind of a business are you running?
Fine, I will make sure to get one as soon as the opportunity arises.
That's better, and just maybe I'll be a regular customer here.
Well, at least I can turn this into a candy shop as soon as my business fails.
I like that idea.
Okay. Ha, very funny, but please don't chase away my customers just so that'll happen. That must be my first customer! Woo! Alright. Hello!
Hello, is this the Wahlberg photo studio?
Yes, this is Charlotte Ferris.
I would like to make an appointment tomorrow for Mr. Wigglesworth.
Yeah, would 1 o'clock be alright?
That'd be fine, thank you.
Alright, sounds good. Bye. Alright. Mr. Wigglesworth, 1 o'clock. Wait. Mr. Wigglesworth. John, do you know Mr. Wigglesworth that lives anywhere in this area?
Wigglesworth? That's a funny name.
Well, yeah, no kidding, but do you know him?
No, Charlotte, I don't think I do. But I'll have to come over tomorrow and meet him. Speaking of which, I better be going.
So, Will, did you get that order filled? I really need a lot of film because I have my own photography studio now.
Oh yeah, I heard you. I've punched in the orders right now. But did you hear what I said about that new book?
Yes, Will, I heard you. All 3 times.
Now come on, you have to listen to me about this new book. This new book is awesome. It's got action, it's got suspense, it's got a little bit of romance. I mean, I'm not really into the romance thing because the thing
Look, Will, I really have to go. There's somebody knocking at the door. I will talk to you later. Come in.
Charlotte, I thought I'd better let you know that Mr. Wigglesworth is waiting for you.
Oh boy, I am late. Well, you know, Will kept me on the phone too long.
Yeah, you better hurry up before Mr. Wigglesworth tears up your background.
It's a green screen. And why would he tear it up?
Because, Charlotte, Mr. Wigglesworth is Miss Snickens' dog.
Oh no. Oh. Really? My first customer isn't even human.
Well, technically, Charlotte, your first customer is Miss Snickens, and your first subject is just not a human.
Thank you. So my first subject isn't human.
What's wrong, Charlotte? I thought you liked animals.
I do, but... well, guess I better find a squeaky toy to get him to look at the camera. I better get to work.
Well, Charlotte, now you know that, at least if your photography studio fails and your candy store fails, you can open a pet shop.
Oh, hello, John. I'm just getting ready for one of my Christmas shoots.
Christmas pictures in the middle of summer?
Yeah, well, the holidays are starting earlier and earlier.
That's true. Oh, so are you ready to talk to me?
Well, I can't actually talk right now because I'm scheduled to interview people for the new position at my business. Let's see, who's the next person on the list? Next person. Oh no. John Adams. John, I had no idea you were applying for the job.
Well, I am, so are you going to interview me or not?
Well, fine, but don't expect any special treatment just because you're my friend. You need to have a really impressive resume.
It just so happens that I do. I have been mayor of Waldburg for about 4 years now. I have been the manager at the Waldburg Inn for a year. And, well, I'm just an all-around very talented person.
So, what sort of special talents do you think you'll bring to this job?
Many. What exactly is the job?
You're applying for the position, you don't even know what it is.
Janitor? Renovator, receptionist, astrologer.
Astrologer? John, what kind of business do you think this is? I'm looking for an accountant.
Accountant. See, I was getting there. You just didn't give me enough time to answer.
So, John, why exactly do you want this job?
Well, my managerial job at the Waldburg Inn is only part-time, and being mayor of such a small town is pretty easy most of the time, so I want something to fill up my free time. Oh, but the downside is, if I get the job, I won't have as much time to visit you.
Oh. Well, really? Well, I will take that into consideration. Anyway, well, thank you, John, but don't call us, we'll call you. And I am expecting a lot of people to apply for this job, so...
Well then, may the best man win. Bye, Charlotte. Charlotte, to prove to you that I could be a good accountant, I brought you your mail. And now, for my next feat, I shall separate it into bills and junk mail. Let's see. Bill, junk mail, bill, junk mail.
Wait. What is this? No, it couldn't be.
What is it?
Well, it's a letter from my old boyfriend. The one who moved to Florida? Oh no, but it couldn't be him. It's probably just another person with the exact same name.
Well, that is very possible, if it's a common name. What is it?
Alistair Hayes?
Can't say I ever heard that one before.
I used to call him Al. We dated for 2 years before he moved to Florida and ended the relationship. But this letter can't be from him. It's been 5 years since we've spoken. You're right, it's probably junk mail.
Oh, come on, Charlotte, that's ridiculous. Why don't you want to open it?
I don't know, I'm just kind of afraid it'll conjure up bad memories. Hey!
Well, if you won't open it, then I will.
That's not fair, you're taller than me.
I can't help that I have the advantage.
You also can't help your stupidity. Now, if you don't mind, I will read my letter. Oh my gosh. He's moving back to Denver and he wants to see me.
Hey, why did you put it back in the junk mail pile?
I can't go through with it. Not after how much he hurt me before. I'm just afraid he'll do it again. What if nothing has changed in the past 5 years? I can't go through with it.
Well, suit yourself, Charlotte, but if you change your mind, just remember that it was I, your future accountant, who brought that letter to you.
Get out of here.
See ya.
Well, so I was reading this book, and I just thought that maybe you'd really enjoy it as well. It seems like your kind of thing.
Oh, thank you so much. But that's not the only thing you came over to talk about, is it?
What do you mean?
I could tell from the sound of your voice when you called me yesterday that something is on your mind.
Well, as a matter of fact, there is something that's been bothering me.
Wait, is this a letter from your old boyfriend Al?
Yep, that's the one.
Oh well, Charlotte, this is great. This says he's going to stay here for a night on his way to Denver. Are you going to pick him up at the train station?
I don't know. I guess that's sort of what I wanted to talk to you about.
Well, go ahead, talk.
I'm not sure I can handle seeing him again. He broke up with me, and it really hurt.
Oh, well, we all go through things like that once in a while. Why did he break it off with you?
Well, he wanted to take the relationship in a direction that I didn't want to go, so he moved on and I didn't.
Well, maybe he's coming back to visit you because he changed.
Well, but what if I haven't changed enough to suit him?
You shouldn't have to change if you don't want to. If it's meant to be, you'll be able to work out your differences.
Hey Blanche, are you busy right now?
If you're talking to me, my name's Caroline.
Seriously? I've known you for over a year. You'd think I'd be able to get your name by now.
I wouldn't necessarily think that. Would you, Caroline?
No, not of John.
Well then, I guess it's okay if I mess up your name whenever I want.
To answer your question, John, I am busy right now. We're talking about Charlotte's ex-boyfriend.
Oh my gosh, don't you think they should get back together?
Yes, totally, but Charlotte tells me she's a little...
But she'll never know unless she tries, and she'll always regret it if she doesn't.
Yes, totally agree.
You know, guys, gossip really doesn't work that well when the person you're talking about is in the room. But I think I am going to meet Al at the train station tomorrow. I kind of want to give this thing a shot.
Are you sure that's what you want, Charlotte?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe he has changed. Well, see ya.
So, what's for dinner?
Oh my gosh, Charlotte, how have you been? Sit down. You haven't changed a bit.
Hi, Al, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How have you been doing?
I'm good. I started
Yeah?
my photography
Yeah,
class.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, come on. What do you say? How about we skip the awkward chit chat and pick things up where we left them off?
I don't know, Al. I was thinking maybe we could sort of take things slow. Well, I mean, my car's parked over there, so if we could just pick up your bags, maybe we can go get some coffee and... I mean, what hotel are you staying at?
Well, actually, Charlotte, I was hoping that maybe I could spend the night with you.
What? Oh, what are you talking about, Al? We haven't seen each other for 5 years. I told you I wanted to take things slow.
Oh, come on, Charlotte. You've always been like this. I thought maybe you've changed. You need to grow up.
No, Al. You're the one that needs to grow up. Oh, you know, there's one more thing that I never realized before. I have changed.
No, you haven't, Charlotte.
Yes, I have. I finally got over you.
Yeah, whatever. I know you. You'll be back. Wait a minute, my ride!
So Charlotte, how did things go? Are you back together with Al?
No, John. Actually, quite the opposite.
Really? Then why are you acting so happy?
Well, because for years I've thought of Al as the one that got away, and that I'd never find anybody as good as him. But finally, I've realized that I'm the one that got away from him. And I'm free to live and love who I want.
Hey, it's funny you should mention that, because I have a friend I'd like to set you up with.
No, John. I've also realized that if it's meant to be, love will find me.
I just had a great idea. You go hide somewhere, and I'll have my friend find you.
This is Matthew Jameson and you're watching National Photography Talk Show. We are broadcasting live from our studio in New York today, but tomorrow we'll be back in Philadelphia to talk to some locals about their opinions of photography. In the meantime, let's be
Charlotte, are you ready to go? Charlotte?
Oh, no, John, leave me alone. I'm watching the National Photography Talk Show.
But you said 10 minutes ago that you were going to come help me clear the yard.
Well, it'll have to wait. I can't miss this episode. They're talking about economic struggles for photography studios.
I really don't know what could be good about this dumb show.
For our first major story, we go to Alan Matthews in Miami.
Thanks, Matt. You know, I just came back from visiting a major camera parts manufacturer, and recent reports say that production is up 20% this quarter. 20%, that's pretty significant. And analysts say this is likely due to recent rebates on cameras and sales for the holiday season. Now, we're currently not really sure whether this trend will continue, but we hope so for the sake of camera companies in the future.
Thank you, Alan. And now we move to Will Chatter from the Denver, Colorado area. Will says,
Thanks, Matt. I work for a company called Denver Photo Supply, and we've recently seen a similar uptick.
I can't believe it. Will is a correspondent on the show.
Really? I'm surprised that the broadcasting block is long enough to fit in one of his monologues.
Thank you, Will. We are currently looking for a new correspondent in the Denver area. If you're interested in applying, please call our number, 555-5789, and we will give you instructions for sending in on an audition. Now, to a message from one of our sponsors.
I can't believe it. They're looking for a correspondent in the Denver area. I am definitely going to apply. Do you think I'll get the job?
I certainly hope not. This show makes you crazy enough as it is. I'm leaving.
Okay, John. Good to see you, and would you stand right about there?
What's going on? What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to interview you for my feature story, and I'm going to use that for my application.
Oh, gee, Charlotte, I was hoping you would have forgotten about that silly position.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, John, just answer my questions honestly.
Okay.
Okay. So, what is your favorite type of camera?
One that takes good pictures.
Come on, John. Be serious.
I am being serious for once, Charlotte. I don't know a single thing about cameras.
So, do you know anything about the recent court case between Simmons and Colorado about public photography?
They had a court case about cameras?
Okay, do you know what pixelization is?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, great. So, how do you get rid of pixelization, and what software do you use?
Get rid of it? Why would you want to get rid of it? It looks cool, like an 80s video game.
John, if you're not going to cooperate, then I will find somebody who will.
Thank you.
Come in.
Oh no, Charlotte, don't tell me this show is about to start again.
Yes, it is. But wait, they're going to announce who the new correspondent is.
Don't get your hopes up too high if any of the other interviews went like mine.
They did. But I changed the concept of my feature story to why people should be educated about photography. Wait, shh. The show is starting.
This is Matthew Jameson again on the National Photography Talk Show. In the news today, retail outlets, slash photo paper prices, Nikon's epic advertising campaign, and new developments in the Simmons versus Colorado case. But first, we'd like to introduce you to our new Denver correspondent, Charlotte Ferris of the Waltberg Photography Studio.
Well, congratulations, Charlotte, I guess.
And here is Charlotte's first feature story for our show entitled Why Photography Education Must Expand.
Photography education courses are being cut all across the country, leading to detrimental losses in safety. What should one do if silver halidide is accidentally gotten in the eye?
I honestly have no idea.
Any educated photographer would know that the correct answer is to wash it out. Lack of photography education can also lead to grave perversions of the mind. How do you deal with removing the pixelization, and what software do you use?
Why would you want to get rid of it? It looks cool, like an 80s video game.
Lack of photography education can also lead to bipolar disorder. I recently had a talk with my landlord, who has mood swings, and made a very startling discovery. Mr. Simon, are you educated in photography?
No.
As you can see, these shocking discoveries prove that we need more photography education programs. We must stop this problem before it gets worse.
Thank you, Miss Ferris, for bringing this issue to light. And now we'd like to have a moment of silence in honor to those who have been plagued with the lack of photography education.
So, John, what did you think of my story? Wasn't it moving?
Charlotte, I never thought I would say this to you, but you're crazy.
John, can you hand me that tripod? I might as well get sort of fixed up while I wait for my new camera. Then it'll look nice for all the Christmas pictures. I'm expecting a huge influx of customers.
Well, why don't you hire me to help out?
I'm still waiting for other applicants.
Trust me, Charlotte, if you don't have any other applicants yet, they're never going to come. Oh, by the way, what happened to your old camera anyway?
Oh, I would really rather not say. It's kind of an embarrassing secret.
Ooh, those are my favorite kind. Come on, tell me.
Oh, you have to promise not to tell anybody, okay?
I promise. You dropped your camera in the toilet?
John, I told you not to tell anybody!
I'm sorry, Charlotte. I'll make sure anyone who heard doesn't say anything. Hear that green screen? Don't tell a soul. And you, tripod, if you say anything, I'll break you into little pieces. And you, lamp.
John, I get the picture. Now you can please just leave me alone.
Okay, suit yourself.
Thank you. Hello?
Hi, Charlotte. Did you get your new camera yet? Or are you going to get the old one repaired?
I'm getting a new one. It hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, that's understandable, since water damage is really hard to fix in electronics.
Wait. How did you know it was water damage?
Oops, I wasn't supposed to say anything.
Did John tell you my secret?
Well, sort of. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one he told. Since, you know, we're best friends, he probably figured it wouldn't hurt to tell me. And besides, I was just dying to know what the secret was.
Excuse me, Caroline. John is at the door, and I have some business to attend to.
What's that look for, Charlotte?
You know exactly what this look is for. You told my secret!
Well, Caroline is the only one that I told.
Good. And it had better stay that way. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to call the National Photography Talk Show. They asked me to give some insight on a specific topic today.
So, Matt, that's why I recommend buying the new. Another thing I recommend is...
Thanks, Will, but Charlotte, another Denver correspondent, just called into the program. Goodness for the mute button. Hello, Charlotte. Our topic today is water damage to cameras, and we figured you'd be the perfect correspondent for this topic, since you have so much experience in this area.
What do you mean?
Will Chatter, our other correspondent, notified us that you recently dropped your camera into the toilet.
What? Who told him this?
Let me unmute him for a moment and maybe we'll find out.
Well, John told me that the other day. You see, we were chatting about new science fiction novels that I've been reading, especially one that's called...
Matt, you'll have to excuse me. Somebody is injured and I need to take them to the hospital.
I don't see anyone injured around here.
Not yet. Come here, John.
Charlotte, I'm sorry. I didn't know Will was going to tell your secret on national TV. And it's really not that bad if you think about it. I've had much worse, more embarrassing things happen to me. Really, I mean, would you not kill me if I told you one of them now and let you spread it around?
Maybe.
But now that you know it, I'm sure you won't have the urge after all to spread it around. I mean, you're a bigger person than that, aren't you, Charlotte? Charlotte! Charlotte! Well, Charlotte, I have some bad news for you. I'm no longer interested in that accounting job you were looking to fill.
Oh, good. Shame. What changed your mind?
Well, I'm putting all of my energies into my campaign for re-election as mayor of Waldburg.
Oh my goodness. You were elected the first year I came into town. I guess it's about time we had another election. Wow. To think I've already been living here for 4 years.
And to think that 4 years ago you were silly enough to try and run against me. But this year I have no challengers. I'm a shoo-in.
It would be more of a challenge if somebody actually ran against you.
But nobody in town wants to. I've already talked to everybody. Uh-oh. Except for you.
That's right. I'm interested. I'm going to rerun against you for the position of mayor of Waldburg.
You know what? Good. It'll be just another chance for me to beat you.
We'll see about that. Let the campaigns begin.
Yes, indeed. Oh, hi, Charlotte.
Quick, John, give me the remote. Okay.
And now we're moving on to an inspirational story from the town of Waldburg in the Denver area. Our very own photography news correspondent Charlotte Ferris is running for mayor in that town against a highly corrupt established regime. The leader of that tyranny is one John Adams, who has been mayor of Waldburg for nearly 4 miserable years. We ask you now to support Miss Ferris in any way possible to liberate the people of Waldburg from its oppressive dictatorship of organised crime. Thank you.
So, what do you think of that?
So you're going to turn this into a smear campaign? Well, two can play at that game. And by the way, I don't think anyone in all of Waldburg even watches that stupid show.
Well, Caroline is handing out pamphlets tomorrow, so we'll just have to see who's winning them.
Huh. Well, wait until you see the next phase of my campaign. This isn't over, Ferris. Oh, so what do you think's on Channel 5?
Hello?
Hello, eligible voter in the Waldburg election. This is a representative of the John Adams campaign. I'd like to encourage you to vote for my candidate, John Charles Adams.
Will, is this you?
Charlotte? Oh, I thought that phone number John gave me looked familiar.
So he's got you making phone calls to support him now. I should have known. So how many phone calls have you made today?
Only one. It was to someone named Mrs. Snickens. We got to talking about movies for a few hours, so I didn't get to make any more calls yet today. Actually, I did most of the talking. I mean, we talked about classic movies, sci-fi movies, all kinds of movies.
Well, in that case, I'm glad that he's got you helping him.
Now let me go through the campaign message he gave me to read, or else he won't pay me for this session. Here we go. Please consider voting for John Adams, who has led Wahlberg to an era of unprecedented prosperity. His opponent, Charlotte Ferris, is vastly inexperienced. She runs a shady business on the outskirts of town, reminiscent of illegal drug trading rings. Do not vote for this gangster, and do not allow her to get into office. Instead, choose John, who agrees with the policies you support.
That's great, Will. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go print out some pamphlets of my own.
Wait a minute, Charlotte. I wanted to tell you about a new blender my sister got. It's stainless steel, has 7 buttons on the front. The first one is red.
Please consider voting for John.
Hi, Mr. Simon. What are you doing here?
I'm campaigning for John.
That's funny. I'm doing the exact same thing for Charlotte.
Oh, really? That's neat. Hey, Billy, vote for John. Here's a pamphlet with some information.
Hi, Jill. I was hoping you'd consider voting for Charlotte. I have a pamphlet with some information.
Hey, watch it.
Sorry.
Wow, I didn't realize that Charlotte grew employment opportunities in this town by 10%.
But John has been mayor for years. He has far more experience.
Well, I hope you'll at least consider voting for Charlotte Ferris.
This is what I think of Charlotte Ferris.
Yeah, well, this is what I think of John Adams.
What's going on here?
Boo! Go back to the drug cartel where you came from.
Hi, Charlotte. The campaigning's going really well. I think you should hand out the rest of the pamphlets.
What's all the ruckus about?
Get out of here, you tyrannical dictator.
Oh, do you want to take this outside?
Yes, I do.
It seems that this election is dividing the town a little bit. What is that?
Outside the window? That's just the book burning I organized of all your favorite novels in protest of your campaign.
You're voting for Charlotte Ferris? That's it, you're evicted.
This is insane. Your supporters are setting fires in the streets and evicting people from their homes.
Well, I guess you didn't hear about the little scuffle at the Waldberg Diner this morning when one of your supporters broke into my campaign rally and tried to poison the food.
This is insane. We have to stop this.
You're right. You better concede the election.
No, never.
Well then I guess we'll just have to wait until the vote is taken tomorrow, right after the debate at Mr. Simon's house. You better be there on time.
I'll be there, and you better be ready for the fight of your life.
Charlotte might cheat, so we need to watch out if she steals the ballots.
Ladies and gentlemen, the debate will start in a couple minutes. Please take your seats.
Now remember to say the questions I told you to Charlotte and me. The easy ones to me, the hard ones to her, okay?
I have them memorized.
Okay, Caroline, make sure you really focus your questions on policy. I think we have a definite advantage over John there.
Now, each of us will ask each candidate one question. Remember, Wahlberg is such a small town that one vote could change the whole election.
First question goes to Charlotte. What will you do to expand business in Wahlberg?
Well, I started my own company, so I do have some experience in that area. And I believe my experience with the inner workings of a company will help in my decisions with commercialism.
A likely story. John, now I have a question for you. Would you like a glass of water?
No, thank you.
It's very selfless of you. Charlotte, how do you account for the deficit our town has?
Well, I would link that back to John's decisions regarding the school budget.
Oh, sure, blame somebody else. Now, John, my last question is for you. Were you a good mayor?
Yes, I was.
I'll take it from here, Mr. Simon. Charlotte, what is your opinion on Proposition 19?
Oh, it would have a terrible effect on our local environment. I would resist any sort of move towards a proposition like that.
John, what do you think of the Topsoil Retaining Act that was proposed in City Council?
I didn't know there was such an act.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you fell asleep at that session.
I wasn't sleeping, I was just contemplating how bad it is.
But most of the farmers in the area support the act.
You didn't let me finish my sentence. I was going to say how bad it is not to have it.
I see. Charlotte, how would you balance the town budget?
Well, the obvious first step is to cut the school gymnasium project. Our students enjoy the large yard that is outside of the schoolhouse, so there's really no reason to build a gymnasium that's larger than the school itself.
John, you proposed that project. Can you defend it?
Yes.
The ballots have just been counted at the schoolhouse. Charlotte Ferris wins.
Charlotte, congratulations!
Thank you. I guess all our hard work paid off. I am going to have to take on the responsibilities of being a mayor, though, now.
It's true.
Hey, Charlotte, no hard feelings. I'm sure you'll make a good mayor, but I guess that leaves me out of a job now.
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, now that I'm mayor, I don't really have time to look for that photography accountant position, so I'm gonna give this spot to you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Charlotte. Oh, and by the way, don't feel bad for beating me. That was part of my plan anyway.